Welcome back, you guys. So tonight we're going to be working on a Glock 17, and this is a blank build. So lately I've had a lot of people reach out to me and say, hey, can I ship a slide directly to you from Brownells and have you do the work on it because I have a gun and I don't necessarily want to do any work on my factory slide? And the answer to that is yes. You are able to ship something directly to me. We are able to turn out different patterns and different styles because we're not working around the factory rear grip serrations. We're not working around the factory text that's on the left and right hand side of the slide. And one of the other cool things about the aftermarket slides is that the roll is totally different on these than what you get with a factory Glock. The factory Glock is quite rounded here. And what that means is when you run a taper, it ends up being much deeper. So you got to run this real deep to get all that roll off, so that way you start getting into a flat and then a taper and then a flat again. So it's one of those deals where it's really nice to not have to necessarily take that much material off. Therefore, the sides aren't a little bit, lower on here. The top's not a little bit narrower on the top. So it gives us a new opportunity to turn out other stuff that maybe we wouldn't normally be turning out. So let me just give you the quick rundown of what we're going to be doing on this slide. That'll better help focus you on exactly what you're watching while we're doing the work. So first and foremost, we're going to be doing a chamfer all the way around the slide. So we're going to do all three sides of the nose. We're going to be doing both the top sides and all three sides in the rear. Now, that's probably where we're going to start because most of the stuff is geared around that. So we're going to start with that. Then we're going to move on to the venom. So we're going to be doing a vortex venom, and we're going to be removing the existing dovetail. So the venom's going to start back here. It's going to come up into this general zone, right? Then right after that, right in front of there, we're going to cut a new dovetail. So we're going to have this dovetail moved up here, and then we're going to have our vortex venom on the back. What we're going to be doing on the sides is we're going to be shaving these sides down. So we're going to come down through here with the ball nose. We're going to come across here and just to kind of clean up the sides a little bit better. It's going to be different than what we normally see. So we're going to come down through here. We're going to come over, and then we're going to come up, and we're probably going to end up doing like a loop or like a curve here. We're going to be coming back over, and the reason why is we have a specific pattern that we're going to be doing. We have a step down we're going to be doing. We got some side windows that we're going to be doing, and of course we're going to be matching it on this side. We're going to be doing around the ejection port and some things like that. So it's kind of hard for me to explain a little bit, but you guys will get it once you see it, and it's going to look real nice overall. And then on the top front section, we are going to end up doing a single top pocket with a chamfer around it. So we're going to have our chamfered windows, we're going to have our chamfered top, and then of course we're going to wrap that up in the end section here with some laser work. So on each one of the sides, we're going to end up doing the flag. So we're going to run a deep flag on this side and a deep flag on this side with the stars always forward. So this side will have the stars over here, and then of course on this side we'll have the stars up over in this section, and it'll be going the opposite way, much like you'd see a uniform. So very, very cool overall. And then at the end of it, we're going to end up doing some Cerakote. So we're going to get it back to you coated. You're going to see what it looks like as a final product. So so guys, let's go ahead and start on the CNC work. Let's get all that stuff wrapped up. We'll probably bring it back, take a look at it, and then we'll bring you over to the laser. All right, guys, before we run it through the sandblaster, I wanted to just show you how nice it came out. Now, of course, we have some cleanup work here to do, but some nice chamfered windows on the side. Really, really nice. I'm liking this overall a whole lot. Now, I went ahead and added this little extra bit here, just something to kind of take up that flat area where it was going to kind of just be kind of plain. So had we ran it like this and kind of, you know, worked around this area, we would have just had a big zone with nothing. So went ahead and just kind of shaved that down just a little bit more, give it a little bit more character down through the side there. Overall, I'm very pleased with this design. I can probably see that we'll probably have other customers interested in the exact same design. It's a very attractive design. So overall, guys, what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and run the rear lasered section here. Now, this is going to be the American flag. So basically what that means is we're always going to have the stars going forward. So on, on this side, stars will be right here, okay, towards the front of the gun. Then of course on this side, stars will be over here, once again towards the front of the gun, always facing forward. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and run that. We're gonna bring it back after it's been sandblasted. We're gonna take a look at it, and then of course, we're gonna add a little bit of color to it. All right, guys, usually after I finish the laser, I take it right over, sandblast it, color it, bring it back. But something about this design just says, show me off a little bit more before we have color and after. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm loving this design overall. I'm gonna bring you guys out here just a little bit. You can see it just slightly better. Obviously, we got the rear cut, we've got the dovetail, we've got the nice port on the top, we've got the sides that are shaved down. We've got a nice little window here. I love this overall. I'm really, really liking the flag. If I can get you guys in here on the back. So if you don't know what's going on, this was engraved with the new laser, or I should say it was laser cut with the new laser. We put a video out just a little while back explaining exactly what's going on, about why we transitioned to a new fiber laser, and I would encourage you to go back and watch it. There's a lot of useful information in there, and that's going to explain to you just a little bit better as to what we are now going to be offering as a service. But overall, guys, this thing is just killer. So what I'm going to do now is I have a little bit of finish work I have to do before we get the color on it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to get it all prepped, get it all colored, baked, all that good stuff. We're going to be running this in Coyote Tan. So I'm pretty eager to see exactly how it comes out, you know, overall. But man, those are some deep, deep cuts on the back. I mean, deep. All right, guys, let's take a look at our final product and see what we turned out when starting with a blank bare 17 slide. I'm really liking the rear grips here that we've established here with the American flag. Very, very cool. We have some nice detail, as you can see, on where the stars are, and some real nice depth on where your stripes would be. It's a very cool design overall. It's the first one that I've done. First time it's actually been brought to my attention that it would be a great idea, and in the end it really was a great idea. I'm very pleased. The other thing I really like about this overall design is this section here. So typically you'd have like a big zone here with nothing in it. So I went ahead and added that extra little box right there. Comes down and over, you know. And of course we couldn't do it on this side because this is the ejection side, but it's really added just an extra layer of character to the slide by not just leaving a big open zone, which you see a lot of the other manufacturers sometimes they'll either shave the entire side, which still leaves an open zone, or they'll just leave it and not touch it at all. So it's one of those deals where it really adds an extra layer of coolness, or it adds an extra cool factor, I should say, to it, to tie the design all together. It's just more of a uniform design. And in the top, of course, we're going to be able to see some nice barrel. Now, one of the things that I really, really enjoy about this as well is the color. The Coyote Tan, the H235, just overall very pleasing. This would go nice with either another coyote lower or a black lower. We have lots of different options with that. Now I'm gonna put a barrel in it. Now this is one of my barrels, okay, so this is one of the rose diamond barrels. You guys have probably seen this before. I'm gonna go ahead and just drop this in, just gonna kind of give us a visual of what we would be looking at if we had a barrel in the slide. So just wanna, sometimes I don't get pictures back from the owners that you know, from the people that own these slides, so I just try to give you guys a little bit more of a visual on exactly the completed project. But very cool, nice barrel visibility here. I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and take this outside. I'm gonna go ahead and snag you guys a couple of pictures under natural light in the grass. We're gonna be able to just see it just a little bit better, and we'll see what's going on. All right, guys, this is one that I wanted to show you. Now, we did not do a build video on this. With the fiber laser being replaced, we ended up working on several guns that we just did not turn out the videos on because we were in the process of, you know, quickly getting the work turned out, getting the customers back on that schedule that they need to be on. And this was one of those builds. Now, you guys have seen this before, but you haven't seen the sides. On this particular one, we left the first and last as a what would be a step down, but not an actual hole. So that gives us that extra lockup over here, okay, real nice. The other cool thing that you're gonna notice is we didn't actually shave the sides. So some of you guys are always after like, hey, I don't really wanna put the money into shaving the sides. I don't really, you know, like that appearance, and you wanna keep with the factory image. What you're gonna find is that we did not butcher any of the text, okay? So we went through the process. This is the Gen 419, my RMR, my barrel, and of course my frame. Just threw it together here real quick just to kind of show you what it looks like. But overall, it's gonna be something new that we're going to be selling where we don't have to shave the sides. If you just don't want them shaved, then we won't have to do it. We decided to leave the front and back as what would be a step down instead of a hole. I easily could have put a hole here. We've got a lot of room here left over, but at the end of the day, I just want to play it safe, leave some nice lockup area there. As you can see, this is the side that we're more concerned about. This isn't bad here, but over here, if we were to put this as a hole, we just don't happen to have a lot of room left over here. So thought we would just play on the safe side and be a little bit cautious on it overall for the longevity and the service of the slide. So overall, I'm really pleased with the way it came out, and by adding that extra step down to the front and back just kind of gives it a little bit more detail. It just takes up a little bit more room on the sides of the slide. So really well thought out over there, and I'm just really impressed with the way it came out. Now this is combat gray. The frame is, I'm sorry, the slide is combat gray. So that came out really nice as well. But guys, if you're not following us over on Instagram, I would encourage you to go to our webpage, okay, NCEngravers.com. At the bottom of the webpage, you're going to see YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Now these are direct links, so you can go ahead and click right on those. Those will bring you right over to the other places that you haven't been following us at. I would encourage you to go over there and subscribe and like and follow. Gives you kind of a little bit more about what's going on. It keeps you a little bit more updated. See, so normally something like this maybe would have never made it into a YouTube video. It just happened to be perfect timing where I was doing the end of a video and it was here getting ready to get shipped out. So, so I put it in the video. But normally, if we don't turn out a full video, you'll see some pictures or some small videos over on our Instagram and or over on our Facebook. The other cool thing about our Facebook is that's where we have a lot of our reviews. So if you want to go back, you know, read some of the stuff from other customers, active stuff that's been happening in the last, 30 days or even in maybe just in the last couple of weeks, that's kind of the place to go. I always encourage my customers to leave a review, whether it's good, bad, or whatever the case may be, because that helps you figure out exactly what you want to have done. Maybe you can look and see what they've had done, how they like it, reach out to them, talk to them, things like that. So it's a good opportunity to figure out a little bit more about us from the mouths of the customer, not necessarily directly from us. So real good opportunity over there. But guys, always feel free to go to our webpage. There's a contacts tab. Once you go to the contacts tab, you can go ahead and actually send us a direct link. Maybe you've got a little bit of work you want to have done. Maybe you're just curious about turnaround times, or maybe you just are curious about a quote. That's a good place to go, good place to start and get that project started. So really easy. It's a simplistic process. You go over there, you just fill it out, tell us a little bit about what you're after. Usually I'll reply back and say, send me some pictures. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you're after? I want to make sure we nail it down before we get you that quote turned out. But that's kind of really the place to do that and it's real easy. Now also on our videos, you're gonna see that it says mark@NCEngravers.com. You can simply open up your email, type that in, you can send me an email direct. You don't have to use the form if you don't want to, but for some of you, for some of you, it's easier just to click on the link that you're gonna see at the end of this video. It's gonna bring you directly over to our webpage, to the contacts tab. You can fill that out and hit submit right at the end of each one of our videos. And the last thing I wanna say is, if this is the first video of ours that you're watching, subscribe. We have a whole lot of other cool stuff coming out. With the new laser, we have the ability to do some stuff that other companies on the market, just one, are not offering, and two, just don't have the compatibility of doing. So one, they don't have the right machine, and two, they're just not in the market for turning out that kind of work. So we're gonna kind of be that weird oddball company that's gonna be turning out some stuff that some of the other ones aren't really going to be tackling as far as the market goes. So real cool there. It's also gonna give you some new opportunities and some new things to think about as far as when you wanna have your firearm done. Maybe you're going to find out that there's something on the market you haven't seen before, or a pattern or a style, and this is probably the place that you want to be in order to figure all that out before you get your work done. So very, very cool. So guys, have a good one.